Hey there, my friends. Happy Wednesday. It is a beautiful day here on the Cape again. Thank goodness. We are excited for some sunshine again. Shelby's actually outside playing in the backyard. Alyssa's here too, so she's downstairs keeping an eye on her. So it's just me and you up here today. And we are on day 3 of my last chance countdown. So I'm counting down my 5 favorite retiring stamp sets from the last chance list that was released last week. So today is one that I had to include because being by the shore stamping, you know I love all things beachy. So this one is definitely a beachy stamp set and one of my very favorites. And so I pulled some samples I have with this one as well as some colors that I want to use with it for today's card, which is not designed. We're going to design it on the fly. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. One quick reminder before we get started, actually a couple of quick reminders. First off, I just posted the link this morning of how to order one of the new annual catalogs from me. So the new catalog goes live on May 4th, and I am going to be shipping mine out mid-month next month, hopefully. Actually, probably right after Creative Escape, they'll go out so that you guys will have them in time for the launch of the catalog on May 4th. So if you would like me to send you one, you'll need to fill out that form. And it's posted below right on this page. So you just click that link and fill out the form. It just asks for your email, your email and your mailing address. And then I will get those prepped and ready to go. I'm going to be ordering my catalogs tomorrow because tomorrow is pre-order day for Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we got our little pre-order list today so we can order some of the new goodies and get ready for our launch in May. And so I just want to make sure I made that clear for you. If you're on my email list, you also got it in your inbox, so you can check that too. And then the other thing I wanted to remind you of is we just have a few more days to get the virtual card class kit. I did virtual card class yesterday, so if you wanted those cards, if you place an order between now and Friday using the host code, which will be on my table when we're stamping today, you can go ahead and get those cards for free, and I'll show you the cards again at the end of the session today. And if your order's over $50, you'll get the rhinestones I used too. All right, so I'll review that again at the end so you can see the cards too. Let me turn this around so we can get started and we'll begin stamping. Hold on. All right, so let me get this put up here. I'm also going to check Facebook to make sure. Excuse me. Make sure you guys can see me. Okay. So give me 1 second while I get that set up. Here it is. Okay. Nope, that's yesterday. That's not today. Here's today. Okay. I was looking at it and I'm like, my hair's not up right now. Okay. So this is the stamp set I wanted to use today. It's called Seaside Notions. I actually did a stamp club with this, gosh, a couple of years ago now. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think it was like 2 years ago that I did a stamp camp with this one. It was a while ago, but you can see I had a specific color theme. I'm missing one of the cards, but here's some of the cards we made back then. So see, like, it's got stuff that we don't have anymore, like that silver twine. Some of it we still do though. But it was a really cool color scheme. It was basic gray, coastal cabana, soft sea foam, and granny apple green, and then the white. So it's really pretty cards. I really like those. Thank you for the blessing of my sneeze there, Betsy. I appreciate it. That came out of nowhere. I didn't even have a chance to warn you guys that I was gonna sneeze. All right, so what I thought I wanted to do today, as I was trying to come up with color schemes, and I was looking through our mini catalog, and of course this is a nice beachy vibe, which goes with our current seashell set, which is carrying over, and I love. So I'm very excited about that. But I thought the color scheme would be really cool, and I actually brought the paper with me too. So I have the paper here as well. So I thought I would do a card featuring these colors. So again, this paper is retiring at the end of June. The Seaside Spray cardstock is already sold out, unfortunately, but the other colors are still available, and this paper will be available through the end of June when the mini catalog is done. So we actually have a little bit of an overlap. So this catalog, if you have it, goes through the end of June, and then The annual catalog starts May 4th of this year and goes until the end of April next year. So this one will overlap a little bit. So those seashell papers will be available for that time frame. But I already had one little piece of, oh look, it's a fun fold too. I had one piece of Seaside cardstock left in my little bin of card bases, so I thought I would use that to make my card today. And look, I had no idea that it was a fun fold, but it's actually cut and scored already for a fun fold. So let's go ahead and do that. So in case you're wondering, this is cut just like a regular card, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, and then scored at 4 1/4 to make your card base, right? And then we also scored, I think it's at 2 1/8. Yep. Then when you've got it open, you would score it at 2 1/8 and then 4 1/4. So the 4 1/4 is the fold mark, and then the 2 1/8 is so that you can fold it back. So this is a back fold card. I'm gonna go ahead and just crease that so it's gonna open like this. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna run with this because that's the card I pulled, and I love a fun fold. You guys all love a fun fold. This one is a really easy one, so we'll go ahead and play with this. I am actually going to, I think, put some patterned paper on the background here. I'm just looking through my stuff to see what I want for that background. I'm just looking through the paper here. I think I kind of want it subtle, but I don't know if I want it that subtle. I don't think I want tone on tone. I could use, let me just pull out these here. My nose is all running now. I'm sneezing. I think allergies are out and about for me right now. Well, that one's kind of pretty too, but it's a little too, maybe for the smaller piece. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'm going to use, because I'm going to put a piece of white inside, so maybe what I'll do, yeah. Let's do this. Let's cut this piece for the background. So I'm going to cut this 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. That way you guys hopefully can still see. I don't think it interferes with your screen, but I think it was probably, you could probably hear it ringing. So, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece of white, the basic white, and I think I have a piece that's, let's see, is this 3 3/4 by, no, it's actually a little smaller. I want a bigger piece than that. Let's just see here if I've got anything cut close to that side already. Here we go. 4. So I want it 3 by 3 3/4 by 5. Maybe even a little bit smaller actually, because I want more of the blue to show actually. So I probably could have left that smaller piece that I had originally. So I'm going to cut it 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So I'm just kind of doing the inside here first, which, yeah, so that gives me a little more of the blue showing. And I'm going to stick that right inside here, like so. Okay, so it's going to close like that, I think. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to put this in here yet. Let's go ahead and measure this, because I think I want to put, so we're going to do 2 by 5 1/4 for this, and I want to cut, since this is up and down, I'm going to cut this at 2 inches. I may have to trim just slightly because it was 2 1/8, so I might want a little more of an edge here. Let's just see. I can always trim off more. Yeah, see, there's more on the top and the bottom than there is on the side, so I'm going to just take off like 1/8 of an inch here, so it's more centered. Okay, so I'm going to do that like so. This paper is so pretty, and it's going to work beautifully with this stamp set. I'm actually going to wait on putting this here. I am going to tape this down just to kind of get us So you could hear my phone call. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know that I've had that happen in a really long time, so I apologize for that, but I'm glad you guys could still see me anyway. But sorry to mess you up there, Sue. All right, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to actually go ahead and commit and tape this down too. I'm being, there I go again, being very aggressive with my taping. I don't know why. And I've had this one for a while, but it is much lighter touch than what we need for the snail, and I think sometimes I just get in the old habit. It's a lot of years of using snail, 15 years, you get accustomed to something. All right, so then I have my little thing of layers here. I'm thinking, although I don't think I have any cut, I think I'm going to use my, I'm going to have to cut one. I think I'm going to use my Stitch So Sweetly dies. Let me see if I can find those quickly. Sorry, I wasn't planning to do a fun fold, but it's just kind of what happened. Of course, I can't find my Stitch So Sweetly dies. Brilliant Wings, Playful Alphabet. It's probably still on my desk. Tasteful Labels. Warm Wraps. Hold on. Let's just make sure it's not sitting right here under my nose. Hold on. Let me get my basket. It's on the other side of the table, so it's hard for me to see. There they are, of course. Alright, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to take the big scallop here and cut it like this, and then it will layer on top of that. Do I want white or vanilla? I guess I could go either way. This looks more white, that looks more vanilla, but we'll just stick with white. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. I'll use my mini because it's handy and it's a little bit smaller, but I just need to trim down my white paper a little bit for it to fit. I think that will fit. Ooh, that was really close. Yeah, but it should fit. Okay. The mini platform only fits about just slightly over 3 inches. So that's why I trimmed it down to that size. All right. Hey, ladies, thanks so much for sharing. Welcome in to day 3 of me sharing my favorites from the retiring list. I'm going to go ahead and add, whoops. I'm going to cut this out using my little mini one. Okay. That looks good. And we'll just roll that through. Every time I say that, I always want to go roll that beautiful bean footage. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, or am I just crazy? It's that silly little commercial with the golden retriever and the baked beans, and like they're always like, I forget the dog's name, but they're always yelling at him for like trying to steal the beans. And then there's a little part in the commercial where it says roll that beautiful bean footage. So whenever I say roll that through, that's what I want to think about. Oops, sorry. I know, so weird, but just being honest. Okay, sorry, I just knocked the camera and I think I made it crooked. Sorry, I get a little overzealous over here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this. And so this is going to get layered on top of here. See where I'm going? And so that's going to open like this. I could put something under here too, actually. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I'm going to do this first. So now let's figure out what we're stamping from the Seaside Notions stamp set. I love this little seahorse, and we don't really have another little seahorse right now. I don't think there's one. There's a seahorse die cut in the new catalog, which is very exciting. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do for the background. So I think I'm going to stamp a little bit of this in the crumb cake. Oh my goodness, you guys. Breaking the place. See, I tidied up before I went live, but I didn't really clean. So there's still stuff everywhere. I'm going to use Sahara Sand because that is actually the color in the paper. Hey, Jolene. Hey, guys. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. The shell bundle is beautiful. I'm actually using the old Seaside Notions with this one. Do I want to do full strength? I actually think I'm going to do Stamped Off here. And we're going to just do some little splatters. And I'm going to go up a little bit higher, I think, too. It's kind of like that. Okay. And kind of go in the middle there, just to kind of even that out. Totally just winging that. Okay, so I think that will be good. I think I'm going to stamp my little seahorse. This one did not have dies with it. So I am going to fussy cut, you guys, because I want to pop him up. I'm going to do this little guy in, let's do some Seaside. Actually, you know what? I have Seaside Spray. What are these called? Blends. So I'm going to use those. These, as far as I know, are still available. The ink pads, the refills, and the cardstock for Seaside Spray are sold out, but I'm pretty sure those are still available. Although I didn't check today, so it might not be. Because, like I said, all the ink colors that are retiring go really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this in Memento Black. Like that. That's going to make it a little bit easier for me to cut out, too, I think. But then I'm going to add some color with my Stampin' Blends because it's fun. All right, so I like to just do all over color first. And I do try to stick to the little, like, I want to say craters, but they're not really craters. Like, I try to stay within the lines rather than coloring, scribbling all over the whole thing because it can tend to bleed the black a little bit. Especially if you don't give it enough time to dry before you start coloring. But Memento Black is designed to work with these alcohol markers, so it shouldn't bleed too much, but I just try to stay here within the lines. So I'm going to just go ahead and quickly color my little seahorse. Okay. Like so. You guys, we had some exciting stuff happen. Not this past weekend, the weekend before. Nate and I both got our wedding rings. So in case you guys don't know the story, so this is my engagement ring, actually. Before we got engaged, I had mentioned to Nate that I didn't want like a really super high setting for my engagement ring because they get stuck on everything. Like I used to always catch my old ring like on the laundry machine, and I'm just really klutzy, and so it makes me really nervous that I'm going to break them. So I was like, oh, I just don't really want a really high setting. But he thought that meant I didn't want like a stone at all. I wanted like flat. So he gave me this as my engagement ring, which I love. It's beautiful. But we just picked out my wedding band, which is now actually an engagement ring, basically. But we picked it out, and we looked forever. We actually had bought a different ring, but it was really hard to get something that sat against this nicely. And so we had bought one. It was actually a blue diamond, and I really liked it. But I just wasn't in love with them together. They just didn't look right. But I liked the ring a lot, and I liked the band a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I can always wear them separately if needed or whatever. So we just bought it. It wasn't super expensive. It was very small. And so we just kind of went with that. And then like 2 days later, we found the other ring that I love. It is beautiful, and it fits perfectly in there. It's so nice. It's actually a combination of diamonds and cubic zirconia because it is really big. Not big, but the stone is pretty big. So that one's a cubic zirconia, but it's got diamonds like flanked on both sides. So it's really pretty, and it just looks so nice with my ring. So we got that, and we got his. So we're getting really close to making all of these things official. So it's very exciting. So I'm just adding some dark Seaside Spray in here. So we have the light and the dark, just to kind of add a little bit of shading. I am not the best at this. I will be the first to tell you that,
but I like to try. And that's what I love about these markers, is it's just really fun to feel like an artist when you're not necessarily one, because I am not. So I'm excited to play with them. And I'm just kind of randomly making some spots darker. There's probably, you know, you're supposed to follow where the shadows would be and make it darker there, but I kind of just play by my own rules. That's how I go. What I love about these is you can kind of keep layering on the color. So like I already did dark here, but I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and go over it again. So there you go. We've got some shading going on. Okay, I'm going to add in a little bit more of the light. Okay, there we go. He looks good. I'm going to stop fiddling with him. I'm going to grab my scissors and we'll do some fussy cutting here. Let me just close this so I don't have any more issues. Okay. Oh, I just got a big thumbprint right there. It's a good thing I am cutting this out. Boy, I'm going to wipe that on my chair because I already changed my pants. I actually have real clothes on today. I have jeans and a t-shirt, but it's real clothes. It's not leggings and it's not my pajamas. So look at me. I don't have to tell you that I just showered like literally right before we went live, but shh, doesn't matter. I did it. I got myself put together. So I am just gonna cut this out. It would be nice if this had some die cuts, but it's okay. I don't mind fussy cutting, and I just think he looks so cool when you cut him out. Hopefully it will look okay with the paper I picked. Now I'm kind of thinking that shell paper might be a little bit loud, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay. I've been stalking my mailman because, actually my UPS guy, because we have the virtual Stampin' Up! Conference next, well, a couple weeks from now. It's the weekend of April 17th. And so they sent us a little stamp set for our make and take experience, and then also the new catalog. So right now we can look at it online, but we can't look at it in my hands yet. So I should have it soon. So that will be exciting. All right, I'm gonna kind of cut here across. I will pull out that little part by his tail, but it's just easier to cut this part first and get rid of this excess paper and then go in there and cut that out. So my eyes are starting to go wiggy. I should have glasses on probably doing this, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm gonna go in here and just snip that. And I'll snip in here. There. Whoops. And now I'm going to go back and I'll go this way. And I'll just cut this part. It's just easier to do it this way. And I'm just turning my paper really rather than turning my scissors, in case you didn't notice that. Just makes it a little bit easier. There we go. And I have a cute little cut. See, you need to get on camera and flash as your dressed self. I was on briefly in the beginning, but you couldn't really see anything other than my shirt. But yeah, I'm all dressed. It's a bonus day today. Oh look, that kind of looks cute, I think. Kind of pops off that paper. It's not too busy. I was afraid it was going to be too busy. All right, so now I think I want to add some shells down here for context. So I stamped those off, which is good. So I think I'm going to add like maybe one of these. And I don't want to go too crazy. Do I want to do like these three? Or do I want to do like the sand dollar and this? You know what I might do? I think I'm going to use 2 and that. But I'm going to do a little masking, you guys. We're going to get all crazy up in here. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to stamp the 2 shells first. Okay, and I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do, let's do this one in like the Sahara. No, actually, we'll do full strength Sahara on this one, and I'm going to do pink for the sand dollar, because sand dollars are kind of pink-ish. So we'll do the Blushing Bride. Although it's Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo, so maybe I should do Flirty Flamingo for that one. You guys, I'm totally winging this and hoping this works okay, because I feel like that might be a little dark. But all right, so I want my little guy to be like right here. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp the sand dollar here. Sorry, I just banged it with my head. Okay, I didn't mask the background, so we're gonna have some dots on the shells, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna do this one. So we have him here like that, and we'll put, just trying to figure out positioning. We'll put him like down here like that. Okay. And then, I don't even know if I need to mask actually. Where's my, oh, it's right here in front of my face. This, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in like this. But I don't want that little stubby thing to show underneath, I don't think. So this is what we're gonna do. We are gonna mask. We're gonna take a piece of Post-it note, and we're gonna stamp our shell, our shells, on a Post-it note. I'm gonna stamp this one. I'm stamping them really close to the top, which is sticky. And then we'll take this one and we'll stamp it here. And then you need to cut them out right up against it. So you don't really want, you want to go like right up against the edge, because it's better to have a little bit on the outside than a little bit on the inside. But we're just gonna roughly cut right around the edge here. Okay. Like that. I'm gonna go ahead, put that over that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with my shell. Look at this. I wasn't even intending to do techniques this week, but I've done a couple now already this week, and that was not originally my plan, but I'm glad we can do that. All right, so I'm gonna just finish cutting this. Okay, and we'll get that lined up with that. Okay, now I think I'm gonna stamp this in watercolor. I feel like it should be coral, but I already did coral. So maybe do the yellow, or should I do the Seaside Spray? I feel like the Seaside Spray, that I could stamp off the Seaside Spray, because I don't really think I want to pull in more colors. So let me grab my Seaside Spray. Again, this color is sold out, unfortunately. I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp it so that it's coming out from the side, but I'm stamping over these Post-it mark ones so they don't, so that that little stem isn't showing up on the actual shell. So now when I pull these off, it looks like it's behind it. Does that make sense, you guys? So that's why I did that. Now let's see how my positioning laid out. Oh, I think that's kind of cute. I think I'll put it like right here, and then it kind of layers on there. I'm gonna pop this up, of course. So I'll put that there, and maybe, oh, I don't have any of the mini ones left here. I'm just gonna cut a skinny one like that, and we'll put it here. Okay. And I'll attach this, like I said, kind of right here, like that. Okay, and then, so now we're going to attach this on here, right? See, I used the biggest scallop. I almost feel like I want another scallop under there. I could do, let's see, what size is this? Let's just try this. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this, but let's just try this. So this is, so like 3 by 4, slightly over 3. I'm going to cut one of these here. Hang on. Slightly over 3. So like 3, a couple of 8ths by 4 1/4 maybe. We'll go a little over that and see if that, yeah, so that's like a little mat on there. I feel like I like that better. It makes it pop off a little bit more, and it also will give me a little more room inside for my sentiment and stamping in there. So I think I'm going to do that. I actually have somewhere, I already have a little linen bow that was tied from before. So I feel like I might stick this somewhere. I don't know, maybe. Let's go ahead and put this on with dimensionals here. Since these are handy, we'll use these. I'm just going to cut up the sides. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 1 in the middle, like so. There's not really a lot of, I'm just wondering if I want to tie something around the tan paper before I attach, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to just put that down like that. I probably should have figured out what I was stamping though. Where's my titles? So, yeah, I totally should have, because I'm thinking I might stamp something up there. And that's going to be really tricky now. So, maybe happy birthday is good, right? I always use thank you cards, so maybe I'll do with gratitude. I kind of like the white space up there, but then this is kind of busy. I can't really, I'd have to do a layer for this. I do kind of like that there. Let me just do this. Okay, and I'm, whoops, that's very crooked. Let me use my grid paper. And we'll stamp tone on tone here. So I'm going to use the Sahara Sand. On the Sahara Sand cardstock, we'll stamp that. I think I'm going to do it in black. It's too light. Let's try that again. I'm going to be lazy and just stamp this out since the black is darker than that anyway. I was going to do inside. I could, but I kind of want a sentiment on the front. It would be actually really cute. I was thinking if I was doing happy birthday, I could do happy birthday and then here's to you inside. But I tend to leave all of mine blank inside. All right, we'll see. I may end up doing it inside because I just wanted to try this. I wanted to see what it looks like. So I'm going to trim this down as close as I can get to the sentiment. That looks pretty good. And we'll see. I'm probably going to have to trim this down a little bit on the sides too, because I want it nice and skinny like this. So yeah, that's going to take up way too much space. I could have stamped it in there, but I just hit my head again, but it's not going to fit there like that. So I think I will just do it inside because I kind of like that white space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the card. Remember, when we're attaching, this is going to be a fun fold, so you don't want to attach this side to the inside because then it won't open, right? So I'm going to put tape on this part here, if I can find what I did with my adhesive. Seriously, where could it have gone? Is it right in, oh, here it is. I was going to say, is it right in front of my face? Because that would be something I would do. All right, so I'm just going to put some adhesive right along the edge here, and I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is good because it will be nice and sturdy. All right, so it will be able to handle the manhandling, so to say, with a fun fold. So I'm just going to make sure that's taped down really nice. So then we have that, right? I am going to try and put that little linen thread I had. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. The little bow. So I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, I think, and maybe stick it like over here just to fill in, or I could put it on his little tail, but again, I think that's kind of a little overkill. So I think like maybe right there would be cute. I like to look on the screen because it is a little bit easier for me to see. If I like, see, I don't really like it over there, so maybe I will put it over here. I'm waiting for the screen to catch up so I can see. And I'll grab the glue dot. It gets lost right there, kinda. I don't know, I feel like it needs some texture. I wish I had wrapped it around. Let's see, I'd have to get it under there and under. Hold on. Let's see how talented I am at this. Not very, I don't think. I'm going to stick this underneath here. I think there's a dimensional, like right there. Watch, I'll do all of this and I won't like that either. Putting fuzz under there. Come on. So we're going to tuck that in. You guys, don't do what I do. Figure out your ribbon first. Whoop, it was right there. Gimme. Okay. I want to kind of wrap it more than once, but that's a bit difficult. So I think like right about here. And then maybe tie. Just need some texture, you guys. Oops, come up a notch. Okay. Like that. I think. I kind of want to do it again, you guys. Hold on. Let's wrap it this way. I go under like this. Okay. Like that. And then I'll push it back through this way. Okay. Sorry, I think I'm off the screen a little bit there. Boy, you guys. Why do I have to make things so difficult? Come on. I did it last time. Come on, let's just do it. There it is. I got it. Okay. Oi, hun. My goodness. Make up my mind here, lady. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to tie a little knot. We'll trim this off. Oops. Oh, I already did. Okay. So, like that. Make sure it's nice and tight because that one seems a little loose. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to tie a knot in there. Actually, not in the same notch on the scallops, so I need to fix that. Okay. Like that. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to do a little bow, I think. Because I have all this extra space, I might as well. Okay. Like that. Okay. I think that's where we're going to leave him. I'm going to trim that down. And then we'll do the inside so that you can write on the inside or stamp on the inside. And maybe I can use this with gratitude inside. All right, so there we go. Cute. I think I like it. Okay, so we're going to do that. I am going to add something, I think, here. So let's pull in that pink color with the, or I could use this piece, actually, the back side of this. But I feel like I want the pink. I can find, yeah, I want this color. Of course I do, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to the same size as we did the last time, which was what? It was 2 1/8. So it's just shy of 2 inches. So we're going to do that by 5 1/4, and I'll cut that down and we can tape that inside. Just add some color in there. Okay. There we go. Guys, this one was a long one. I couldn't make up my mind. And then I just committed to tying it around something I'd already taped down. Because, you know. Alright, so now this. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. This measures 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. So I want a piece of white that's that same size or slightly smaller. So 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. So we'll go ahead and do 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. And this is going to be for me to write on in the inside. So it's a little bit on the small side, but it will work, right? So, so what I'm going to do is you want it to kind of go right underneath there. So I'm going to put adhesive on this. Like this. And then carefully, I'm going to line it up with the adhesive side down, but I'm lining it up to this Sahara sand piece, okay? And then I'm going to close the card like that. And now it's going to line up right, okay? So now when I open it, it's hopefully straight, which it is, thankfully, but it's going to actually be hidden from the front. Make sense? All right, so now we have this that we already cut out. So I actually could just use that. And I think, oh, I should have done that before I stamped. I was thinking I might add a little bit of the this stuff to it, which I can still do. What I'll do is we'll take some, you guys, I'm making life so much harder today. You'd think it was Monday. I'm going to just go ahead and block off the parts that I don't want to have ink on it. And then I can do the stamping on that. Okay. Like that. It's always good to have Post-it notes in your arsenal and in your little tool bag because, you see, they come in super handy. We've used them twice already. All right. And this one, I'm going to just put it like this. Okay. So now I'm going to add that same little Sahara sand dots along the bottom here. Just to kind of add some interest. Let's flip it around this way. Like that. I'm not going to do a lot, I don't think. I think I'm just going to do like that. And then maybe the little shell. Here. There we go. Okay. That's all I'm going to do for that. Super simple. And then I'll attach this flat in the middle. And we'll call it a day, you guys. That was hard. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. We did it. We finished. That was a rough one. All right. There is the finished card. So again, it's using the Seaside Notions, which is one of my favorite stamp sets that's retiring. You can still get it. It's guaranteed through the end of April, and then it will be gone for good with the new catalog on May 4th. So If it's one you like, you might want to grab it. It also pairs really well with that designer series paper we used today. So it would be a great thing to add together. And don't forget, if you decide to order this week before Friday and you use the host code, only use the host code if your order is 150 or less though. If you have an order that's over 150, make sure you don't use the host code, because I want you to get the Stampin' Up! Reward. So you'll get free goodies based on the amount of your order if it's 150 or more. It's basically qualifying for a workshop of your own. But if it's under 50, if it's under 150, go ahead and use the host code, and then I will send you card kits for this month's virtual card class, which we did yesterday on my Facebook Live. So let me show you those cards. So these were the 3 we did yesterday. So you'll get the pre-cut supplies for these 3 projects, and you can use the stamps I used, which was the Posted for You bundle that I shared yesterday, or you can use stamps that you already have, but you'll get all the pre-cut pieces to be able to do these cards. And then if your order is $50 or more, you'll also get a package of the champagne rhinestones included with your kit. Okay, so you could add this little Seaside Notions and the paper if you wanted, and to get those free, or you could use the Posted for You bundle that I used yesterday, or anything else your little heart desires. So just make sure you do that before Friday. Use the host code if it's under 150, and don't use the host code if it is not. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I hope you liked today's card. I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, so it's our usual Facebook Live day, but I will be back again at 2 p.m. Eastern for our 4th day of Last Chance countdown. So I hope you will join me then. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.